the new From Software game that's coming out, which is called Duskbloods, right? And this game is exclusively coming out for the Switch 2. So it's apparently not coming out on any other platform, which is kind of frustrating because, typically From Software games will be released across multiple platforms unless you're Bloodborne. But then again, Bloodborne is an exception. I feel like we just will never get any information about Bloodborne regarding any updates or anything like that. Um, so, yeah. So there's Duskbloods, which, if you guys haven't heard about that, is is a game, like I said, coming out for the Switch 2. And it looks really interesting. So obviously you know, once again, the premise is sort of very much a story or a narrative that's very much, the story isn't very clear. It's always very ominous when it comes to these From Software games. But of course, they're going to have the combat, their usual Elden Ring style combat, which is obviously amazing. It's great stuff. The issue, though, is with this game, apparently it's going to be a multiplayer game, right? So apparently, what it's going to be like is it's going to be very similar to Elden Ring Night Rain, right? So Elden Ring Night Rain, which came out like mid summer last year, from what I recall, but very much of this game. Oh my god, I gotta sign in here. Oh, come on, that's annoying. I guess we can just hover over the IGN review, which I think they'll let us bypass. Or I might have to sign in, which is kind of annoying. But that's fine. So basically, Elden Ring Night Rain had obviously the same combat as sort of Elden Ring does. This would be really annoying if it made me watch all these ads and I literally have to still sign in. That's crazy. But yeah, Elden Ring, Night Rain, great combat. But the issue was, I think, like for the amount of content that you received, right? So the amount of, so obviously you can see it's still the same Elden Ring style content here, which is awesome. But the issue was that there was only one, and we got another ad. I think that's just the beauty of also watching IGN reviews or IGN anything. But the whole thing was you have this one big open map, and then you got to keep respawning back in that same map to defeat different kinds of bosses, um, and minions, and leveling up, and then eventually fighting like this final big boss battle. Issue with that was it kind of gets a little stale. Like obviously there's multiple final bosses that you can play through, which makes and keeps things interesting. But the problem is that it only keeps you interested for so long before you kind of gets a little dry because you're spawning on the same map. Now they did release a DLC which came out, I believe, in January, so it did come out pretty recently, which kind of expands on the map. It adds a new map, new bosses, so it does keep things a little fresh. But once again, it had a very niche, I think, very niche group of people because it has sort of that grindy type of concept where you keep spawning into the map and you just keep basically doing the same thing again and again, and obviously change the specific abilities you might have and the attributes and sort of level it up and put it towards different things so that you can eventually be better cater towards the boss you're going to eventually fight. But yeah, honestly, it didn't really stick with a lot of people. It didn't really work with a lot of people. And now what's happening with um, Duskbloods is apparently it's going to be following that similar type of concept. And that seems a bit problematic, right? Because we don't really want, like, for the majority of From Software fans, they kind of just want another typical Soulsborne style game. So it is kind of weird to see that. And the issue with that is also that Duskbloods, we don't exactly know when it's coming out, right? So Nintendo has done a bunch of directs letting people know what their upcoming games are, which I think this year it's pretty good. I think it's a little above average. They just had Mario Tennis release, which I think was really good, a little overpriced. Um, and then they have Pokopia coming up, which I think is going to be a big hit for them because it has the Pokemon label on it. And then following that, there was a lot of rumors around a potential 3D Mario game that might, you know, be revealed. I think that might still happen. You never know, but they do have like the big Mario Galaxy movie coming out, so there could be something that could maybe help push, you know, uh, sort of could help push another Mario, 3D Mario game, because if you look at the if you look at the Mario, oh, I guess I gotta search up the trailer. Yeah, yeah, the Galaxy movie trailer, Mario 3D Galaxy. I'm just completely just typing something completely different. But yeah, this movie has so many Easter eggs in it already from like all different Mario games. So like they're paying homage to them. So I think like they might, they have some kind of 3D Mario game, which basically just like encompasses all the different concepts from different Mario 3D games. I think that would be really cool. Um, Apparently, in one of the movie trailers as well, there was rumors that they had a Star Fox, I think is what the character's called. Obviously, a much older game, but it's a very popular game and it's a beloved character. And apparently, someone saw a glimpse of it in the trailer, in one of the teaser trailers, the new trailers, or something. So he could appear in that. So clearly, the people behind the movie care a lot about the, you know, sort of the lore and the Easter eggs and the Mario universe in a whole, and the Nintendo universe or whatever you want to call it, in the whole, which is amazing. But with Duskbloods, there was apparently 1 second. I'm just gonna switch tabs here. Yeah, so there was basically uh an accidental release, or like maybe a leak, we want to call it that, um on a Reddit post where basically someone saw in Australia that Duskbloods was advertised to them, right? So basically this is the post, or this is the ad they got, which shows basically an ad showing that Duskbloods is going to be coming soon, right? So that kind of just got everyone hyped up because um, that means that perhaps they're going to be revealing more information about it very soon, which I feel like they should have already, but I guess they haven't come around. They haven't come around to it. Um, and then there was also further information where somebody on the actual their actual eShop, so on the Nintendo eShop, I think it was, yeah, believe it was from Australia. So they essentially got this image right here from the eShop, which shows a planned sort of release date on the side. I don't know. I don't know if this was the exact screenshot because I saw another one which said like the planned release date was like March 2026, which is crazy unless they were like trying to shadow drop it. That would be my best case scenario in terms of that. But it did say like March 2026, and that would be pretty cool.